Elrond is one of the most undervalued alternative cryptocurrencies out there, and this particular cryptocurrency is obviously going to do more than a 10x in 2021. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me right. The price of Elrond, aka EGLD, is obviously going to be $200 or even more. I'm obviously going to take time to sort of explain the metrics behind this particular price prediction, and we're also going to look at a whole lot of different factors as well, because I'm really going to be defining exactly what Elrond is trying to achieve as far as their project is concerned. So this episode is just going to be very jam-packed, and one exciting thing about this particular cryptocurrency is it has been the top one of the top performers this particular week. As you can see right over here, Elrond is the fourth best performing cryptocurrency this particular week, because it has grown by about 50%. So I'm really sure that there's a lot of speculators out there and people who are investing in EGLD, and congratulations to you for having this particular cryptocurrency, because obviously you have experienced like a massive growth, especially during the last few days, because it has had explosive growth, and we witnessed it getting out of this particular resistance, which has been troubling us for like a very long period of time, and finally we had like a breakthrough. So this particular cryptocurrency has got like a very bright future, if I can put it that way. And in today's episode, I'm just going to break down pretty much everything. So first of all, you have to look at the market cap, right? So when you hear about price predictions, right, what criteria are we using? First of all, we have to compare the current market cap in comparison to the top 10 cryptocurrencies out there. So if we take a look at competing cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, right, in comparison to Elrond, EGLD, look at the market cap. The difference in the market cap is absolutely tremendous. Ethereum is having about 65 billion US dollars in comparison to Elrond, which is only 208. So obviously talking about a 10x, that is absolutely achievable, because if the price of EGLD had to like do a 10x, that would probably propel it to about 2 billion US dollars, which is very feasible in these markets, and that is absolutely achievable. So a lot of you are wondering, like, why am I comparing Ethereum to Elrond? Because these guys are also a smart contract platform, and they are trying to tackle the scalability issue as well. And there's also going to be like decentralized finance, and there's quite a lot of information and a lot of activities which are going to obviously propel the price of Elrond. So if we take a look at Elrond Reddit, right, there has been like tons and tons of information which has been coming out like the past few days and the few weeks. This is probably one of the reasons why we have had like an explosive growth right over here, because there's actually way too much hype going on, and there's a lot of progress which is happening as well. So if you take a look at this, right, we obviously witnessed Elrond get mentioned in Yahoo Finance, and there's tons of PR going there. So Elrond announces wallet and global payments app launch on 31st January 2021. So these guys are going to be launching a global payments app, which is going to be available from the 31st of January 2021. So the digital wallet app for iOS and Android devices provides financial services such as payments, investments, and passive earning. The application does not really require any subscription or paperwork, does not collect any personal information, and uses Elrond's high throughput and inexpensive blockchain technology to provide near instant transfers all over the world. So before we jump into this, right, let me first of all give you a brief explanation of what Elrond is. So as you can see here, Elrond is a distributed transaction, a computational protocol which relies on a sharded state architecture and a secure proof of stake consensus mechanism. While most other blockchain networks require custom hardware and high energy consumption, Elrond runs on average computers by employing sharding, a method of of paralyzing data and transaction processing, Elrond's performance will scale up with the number of computers joining the network, reaching more than 100,000 transactions per second while growing increasingly decentralized. So this particular, 100,000 transaction per second is very hypothetical, and it's probably like a lab sort of throughput which was tested in a private setup. So don't really fall for these hyped up numbers. So I just wanted to like clarify on that one. So if you look at the technology, right, obviously Elrond is using a very distinct sort of mechanism in order for it to increase its scaling facility, right? They are using what they call the adaptive state sharding. So basically, adaptive state sharding is a combination of all the three types of sharding. So when it comes to sharding, right, there's obviously state, there's network, and there's transactional sharding as well. So with Elrond basically utilizes all the three types of sharding. So the optimal approach to blockchain sharding needs to take into consideration advantages from all three sharding types: state, transaction, and network. Elrond's approach to increase throughput, called adaptive state sharding, combines all three sharding types into a solution that improves communication inside the shards and dramatically increases performance through parallel processing. Secure proof of stake. Elrond has proposed a novel approach to consensus called secure proof of stake, which eliminates proof of work computational wastage and combines eligibility through stake and rating with random validator selection and an optimal dimension for the consensus group. The BFT, Byzantine fault tolerance like consensus protocol, maintains a high security level through random sampling of the consensus group and random reshuffling of nodes into other shards. The consensus uses an unbiased randomness source generated by the block prosper via signing the previous random source. So Elrond has got like all the basic functionalities. They also have the Elrond virtual machine. So basically, programmers are able to like utilize this particular project, and they are able to sort of do their thing. So it is obviously like a direct competitor to Ethereum, and Ethereum also uses sharding. I mean, now that it has switched to proof of stake, which is obviously going to like take a lot of time for it to like fully transition from proof of work to proof of stake. However, there are cryptocurrencies such as Elrond that are already utilizing the proof of stake and just utilizing adaptive sharding, where all the three types of sharding are concerned. So other cryptocurrencies such as Zilliqa, Polkadot, these are also providing proof of stake, and they're also providing some sort of sharding mechanism. However, they are all sort of using distinct sharding as well. So for example, Zilliqa uses network sharding, and if I'm not mistaken, Dot also uses state sharding as well. But with regards to Elrond, right, it uses like all three types of sharding, which is very, very powerful. So it has some scaling potential as well, but we just don't know to what extent it is able to like scale, because it hasn't really had that adoption. Because like the more people kind of start developing on this particular platform, the more there's going to be like a lot of demand and need for transactions to scale up, right? That's when we're going to find out exactly to what extent this particular cryptocurrency can actually get to scale. Because if we look at these numbers, right, like 100,000 transactions per second, well, it's a little bit, far-fetched, because complex transaction networks such as MasterCard and Visa card only have about 6,000 transactions per second. And those are like really, 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 really reliable sorts of, payment networks. So these guys coming up with these over-inflated figures is just hilarious at this particular point. So at least they should at least claim something which is less than 6,000. Something which is less than 8,000 transactions per second is actually very, very realistic. So anyhow, these guys are also going to be introducing decentralized finance, and they're also going to have like a decentralized exchange, because obviously you need to have like a decentralized exchange in order for you to like fully have DeFi. automated market makers and all that good stuff. You guys already know and understand how Uniswap works, right? Like the mechanism behind it and all that good stuff. So obviously this is obviously going to be like a very good force to reckon with in the future, because they are really kind of propelling themselves and they are setting themselves for some sort of success. So as you can see right over here, obviously the 24-hour daily trading volume has been increasing ever since 16th November, right? We have obviously witnessed a gradual increase in terms of the 24 daily trading volume from 3 million to currently having around 33 million. So we had a peak of about 51 million US dollars as the trading volume, which is obviously needed, and we should see like a consistent trading volume, 24-hour trading volume, which is obviously going to be above 30 million US dollars, and that is obviously going to be very good for Elrond. But usually these types of cryptocurrencies have got market makers, so these market makers sort of play with people's emotions, and sometimes they are able to like manipulate the prices and the trading volume. So you have to consistently monitor the 24-hour trading volume. So obviously volume precedes price, and this is one of the reasons why we experienced this breakout right over here. So anyhow, I'm not really going to dive into the fundamentals because as you can see here, if we take a look at if you take a look at the roadmap, right? So as you can see here, they have some amazing information which is going to be coming up, right? So in Q4 2020, the Maiar launch, which is obviously responsible for this digital wallet app, which is going to have like a lot of different features, right, in terms of financial services such as payments, investments, and passive earning, right? So this is obviously like a very huge release. And unfortunately here it was demarcated that it was going to be completed in Q4, but that is obviously going to be coming up in Q1 2021. So obviously next year is going to be like a very busy year. Like Q1 2021 is going to be very explosive for a lot of different cryptocurrencies out there. So as you can see, these guys are actually on track, and there's going to be staking, DeFi, decentralized exchange, DeFi emoji, and all that good stuff. So I'm actually pretty excited about this, and I'm looking forward to like seeing the market cap of Elrond obviously increase in value, and let those gains come back to a lot of long-term holders out there. So anyhow, let's move over to the technical analysis, because this is the part that I really enjoy, because everything else, well, the charts really represent the emotions of investors, and this is some science. There's actually some mathematics to this madness, and it's very important. But one thing that I have to let you know is prices tend to get back to their resistance and support levels. As you can see right over here, we had quite a lot of resistance way below the $10 level. As you can see here, we failed to cross like multiple times, and we just ended up like having like huge resistance levels. And what is obviously going to eventually happen is, now that we had an explosive price increment right over here, right, we're going to have a situation where the price is obviously going to come back down to test this particular level. So as you can see right over here, using the red line, right, this is the visible range. This is obviously representing the number of transactions and just the exchange in terms of transactional value between the buyers and the sellers. So this is obviously like a very good area of value. So usually the price tends to come back down to this area of value, and previous resistance becomes support. This is one of the reasons why to all the people who've been accumulating Elrond from this particular area and this particular area, right, I'm sure you guys should be taking profit right now. Right now you are supposed to be cashing out. It's cash out season at this particular moment. Of course, in the long run, right, this is absolutely nothing, but as a trader and as somebody who needs to like increase your bags significantly, right, you need to be taking profits. Okay, there's accumulation phases and taking profits phases. So this is the the time that you're supposed to be taking your profit. So if you guys are going to be FOMOing in at this particular level, best believe the price is obviously going to come back down, and I wouldn't want you to like feel very bad because your portfolio is declining in value because the prices are correcting. So just wait for the price to come back down to this particular level, because there's going to be a retracement. There's definitely going to be a retracement, and there's going to be like a retest of this previous resistance turned into support. So if I were you, I would probably look at areas, $11 all the way down to around $8. So $11 to $8 is going to be like a very good area to sort of accumulate your Elrond, your EGLD tokens for the future, because you really want to like take advantage of what is going to be happening next bull market, because this particular cryptocurrency can actually do a 10 to 20x conservatively. I'm like very, very conservative at this particular moment. I'm just being realistic. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have for you today. Just take your profits and wait for the price to come back down to this particular level, and then if this particular support resistance turned into support holds, then we are obviously going to end up we're going to continue forming higher lows and higher highs, and this is how the bull market is just going to be enforced for everybody to benefit and take profit as well. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Good luck to the team, and I just hope that these guys are going to be able to deliver. But you have to understand that alternative cryptocurrencies are extremely risky, and the more undervalued a particular cryptocurrency is, the more risky it is. So it's obviously detrimental for you guys to obviously sort of make sure that you are not really allocating a lot of funds to this particular project, because anytime anything can happen and you might end up losing everything that you have. So what I usually advise people to do is, if you have a portfolio, right, make sure that 80% of that particular portfolio has got solid coins such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and basically the top 10 cryptocurrencies, because these cryptocurrencies have obviously established themselves and they have stood the test of time. So obviously speculating on undervalued cryptocurrencies such as anything which is obviously below 200 million US dollars or even 500 million US dollars is going to be like a little bit risky. But in order for you to like make a lot of money, right, you need to speculate on undervalued assets that really have got the potential to like do like 100x, a 10x, but you just have to understand that they are risky and you might potentially lose your money. So this is one of the reasons why you have to be very tactical and only use a small fraction of your portfolio. So just subdivide it by 80 and 20%. 20% of your money is supposed to be going to undervalued risky assets, but the larger portion is supposed to be for solid projects. So yeah, it's been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x. Have fun, take care, and have a great day.